Nostradamus and Baba Vanga make same prediction for the British Gloom in 2025. According to the Daily Mail, renowned oracles Nostradamus and Baba Vanga made the same chilling prediction for next year, anticipating cruel conflicts and plague will leave Britain in ruin. Michael de Nostradamus, the 16th century astrologer and seer known widely as Nostradamus, penned Les Prophéties, apparently predicting the rise of Napoleon and the world wars, along with an unsettling forecast for next year. In prophecies written nearly 500 years ago, Nostradamus warned England would see cruel wars break out from her flanks, creating foes from within and without. A great pestilence from the past returns, no enemy more deadly under the skies, he said. The French writer went on to predict that next year would see a decrease in the influence of establishment Western countries and the emergence of new world powers as prolonged conflict comes to an end, with soldiers exhausted by attritional warfare. The late Bulgarian psychic likewise that's Baba Vanga, left a series of predictions for the 21st century before her death in 1996, accurately predicting 9/11, the death of Princess Diana, and the rise of China. Baba Vanga, born in 1911 as Vangelia Pandeva Gushterova, wrote before she died in 2025 would see earthquakes ravage the world as Europe is rocked by a devastating conflict, she said. And Russia will not only survive but will dominate, she said. Of course, she lived during the time when the Soviet Union was united. Now, Nostradamus had prophesied that an extended war through 2024, like the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, for example, would come to an end next year when the armies are spent. Through long war, all the army exhausted so that they do not find money for the soldiers. Instead of gold or silver, they will come to coin leather, Gaelic brass, and the crescent sign of the moon, he wrote. Gaul is the historic name for France. Gaelic may refer to France or the French. He did not go on to suggest that great powers will clash and the influence of the West would wane. The mystic believed 2025 would see European powers clash with England, devastating the country and spawning new foes, if that's at all possible. He also warned of an impending pestilence from the past. Nostradamus, who expected 2025 to bring pioneering advances in medicine as England battled its ancient plague. In a more worrying prediction, he suggested next year would see a fireball from the cosmos devastate the earth. From the cosmos, a fireball will rise, a harbinger of fate. The world pleads, science and fate in a cosmic dance, the fate of the earth, a second chance, he said. He also anticipated that climate change might cause natural disasters in Brazil, home to the Amazon rainforest. He went on, garden of the world near the new city, in the path of the hollow mountains, it will be seized and plunged into the tub, forced to drink waters poisoned by sulfur. Some of his claims were more absurd. Nostradamus believed that a mysterious leader, quote-unquote, would rise from the sea during the chaos and form an aquatic empire. Baba Vanga, meanwhile, suggested that next year would see Putin re-elected as Russia's leader. Putin was re-elected earlier this year, and Russia is not due for another presidential election until 2030. She also predicted a devastating war in Europe that would disseminate the continent's population and more catastrophic natural events, including the eruption of dormant volcanoes. Specifically, she mentioned an earthquake along the west coast of the United States. California has experienced strong tremors in the past, including a 7.1 magnitude quake in 2019, but none perished from that. Like Nostradamus, she also predicted that scientists would make a breakthrough in medicine, namely in lab-grown organs helping facilitate transplants. And she predicted that telepathy would finally become a reality next year. Perhaps most intriguingly, Baba Vanga claimed that humanity will make contact with extraterrestrial life during a major sporting event. and her record is patchy. This year, she predicted a worldwide economic crisis, environmental meltdown, and major medical advances in cancer and Alzheimer's treatments. One of her significant predictions for 2024 was the use of biological weapons by a powerful country. Her supposed predictions run until the year 5079, when she believes the world will come to an end. And the mystic previously claimed the American president would suffer deafness and mortal illness in 2021, while Europe braced for a chemical attack from Muslims. And her predicted great war in Europe has obviously not materialized. The strange obsession extended to claims Europe would be dominated by Muslims by 2043, and that communism would spread around the world in 2076. By 2028, she expects that humans will begin to explore Venus as an energy source. The second planet from the sun has a surface temperature of 465 degrees Celsius and is uninhabitable. Baba, who died at the age of 85 in 1996, was also known as the Nostradamus of the Balkans. She mysteriously lost her eyesight at the age of 12 during a massive storm. Her family allegedly found her several days later at death's door with her eyes sealed shut and covered with dirt. She later claimed to have experienced her first vision when she was missing and believed she had been given the power to predict the future and heal others. Believers claim that Baba even foretold the 9/11 in 2021, saying 2 steel birds would attack American brethren. She said, "Horror, horror, the American brethren will fall after being attacked by the steel birds. The wolves will be howling in the bush, and innocent blood will be gushing." The claim is vague enough that any number of disasters could be seen to fulfill this prophecy, but the accuracy of her prediction has helped to give her a cult status. There is no authoritative source on her predictions, and experts say many of them are passed through social media in Russia. Among the less successful predictions attributed to her was that Barack Obama would be the last American president. Donald Trump proved her wrong January 20th, 2017. Oracles proclaiming to have supernatural foresights have existed for thousands of years. Fascination with the vague statements of oracles, ancient Greek oracles, anticipating the direction of war and plague, have been carried down in folk stories and mythologies ever since. The Pythia of Delphi, the Delphi oracle, claimed her oracular powers came from vapors from the Kurna spring waters running under the temple, and the ancient Greeks also warned against skeptics in the myth of the Trojan princess Cassandra, fated to deliver true prophecies never to be believed. So how good is Baba's Vanga's record? 2019, doom for Trump and Putin? Well, that didn't materialize, obviously. She predicted 2019 forecasts were very similar to her 2020 and 21 predictions, foreseeing illness for Trump and assassination attempt for Putin. She also predicted European economic collapse. Result? Trump and Putin have both survived, although Trump did catch coronavirus in October 2020. Europe's economy has taken a huge hit due to coronavirus as well. 2018, the rise of China. The prediction was China would become the next great superpower and a new form of energy would emerge on Venus. Result, China's status as a global power has risen since Baba Vanga's death, but there is no reason to single out 2018. There was no major discovery on Venus. 2017, she predicted the end of America. Prediction, America's 44th president would be the last, that's Obama. According to some versions, she also predicted he would be black. Result, Barack Obama was indeed the first African-American president, but Donald Trump became the 45th president in January 2017. 2016, the end of Europe. Prediction, the mystic pointed to 2016 as the year that Europe would cease to exist, making a dire prediction of empty spaces and wasteland, nearly devoid of any form of life. Result was Europe was rattled by the 2016 Brexit result, but ceased to exist is an extreme interpretation. 1979 rise of Russia prediction. in 1979, that's before the fall of communism. Baba predicted a future Russian dominance under Vladimir's glory, in which the country would become lord of the world. Result, Russia does have a strongman leader called Vladimir, but Moscow has lost its status as a superpower since 1979. So this is what some of the predictions claim. Obviously, a lot of them were not fulfilled. This is by James Reynolds on Daily Mail on Collective Spark. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Finally, support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.